Well, hey there, everybody. It's Kris from the Rate the Record podcast, and yes, it is that time of the week again. 3 whole new songs. I have them for you. I'll talk about them, but then we can discuss them by you telling me about them in the comments, about your thoughts and opinions, about the thoughts and opinions I have, or so what, or whatever. Anyways, rambling, let's just get started. Would you expect anything else from me except rambling? I would certainly hope not. So first up on the list today, we have the song Bone Church by Slipknot. So if you had told me 15 years ago that I would listen to a Slipknot song that starts with an accordion, I would just assume you were talking another band and that you were actually just trolling me. But here we are in 2023, and there's a Slipknot song that starts with an accordion. So, boy, the times sure are changing. So out of most Slipknot songs that I'm familiar with, I usually anticipate like loud, dark, heavy, typical Slipknot affair. But essentially since subliminal verses, I would guess, they also started incorporating some like slower and quieter songs every once in a while. And I actually tend to like those songs too, as much as I might like the heavier and darker ones. So far, this one being one of the slower and quieter ones definitely plays in that favor, or plays well in that favor, I guess. There's great guitar tones all over this track, both clean and distorted. That is just a very atmospheric track. There's a lot of layering with like synths, keys, just kind of adding these like textures all throughout the track, especially in the verses, so I really appreciate stuff like that. I really do like how the song sounds. It's actually really well on the production side, really well written. I think the only unfortunate part is that it kind of misses the mark a few times, and by that I mean it feels like it's constantly building up, and you even get these points where you feel like it's about to peak, but it never really reaches that like grand climax, so it feels like you're being, well, I mean, if I'm on the analogy now, blue-balled. Get it? Climax, blue ball. Anyway, stop listening to me. But being more serious for a minute here, it does feel like you're kind of cheated out by something much bigger that should be happening towards the end. It sucks a little bit, I feel a little bit let down, but that doesn't necessarily take away from how I feel about the song. Because overall, it is a cool track, especially with Corey Taylor's vocals, that like really good lower middle range tone he's got going on that really emphasizes the emotion of the track. He always has a good voice to suit that kind of mood. I like it here, it works. So yeah, good track overall, it's just too bad about the ending. So next up we have the song Zephyr by Tobacco. So last time I covered Tobacco on the New Music Review, it was a much weirder and experimental type beat. This one's a lot more chill, it's kind of like slower, more lo-fi feeling. It's got these like noisy layers to them, but they're also kind of like just airy and icy overall, and it kind of adds to the flow of the song. It's a lot easier to get into than the last one was. The song's a good one to have on. I mean, it's not too abrasive like you would expect a Tobacco beat to be, so it has that going for it, I should say. And it is a little repetitive though, and essentially hits its mark about a minute in, but to its benefit only is about 2 minutes and 45 seconds long, so you don't even have to wait too long for the song to end, even if you're not enjoying it. Although, I don't know how you could. I mean, this is just very cool, smooth kind of track. But also with that said, there actually isn't a whole lot going on in this song. This is definitely a song to have on in the background, not one to kind of sit down and break down piece by piece and write a review for, as if you have a lot to say about it but you don't, but yet you add it to your video anyways, and I don't know why I chose this one even though I like it, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. It's one of those songs. With all of that out of the way, overall, I do indeed like this song. There's just not a lot going on, as I said before, so just enjoy it for the short, chill beat that it is, and I think you'll dig it just as much as I did. And finally on the list, we have Forefathers by Iguanas. This is definitely one of those dart on the map type of bands, never heard of it before, popped up on my release radar on Spotify, so hey, here we are. Immediately, I noticed the muddier style of production in this song, and if you know me, I usually tend to like those kinds of things, so right away you're gaining favor with me. This is a good mix of alternative rock and stoner rock. You can definitely hear both elements in there. They're both relatively like under the same umbrella and kind of sound the same, just one feels a little chunkier than the other, I guess. But you definitely hear both elements in there. I happen to like that kind of stuff, so guess what? Of course I'm going to enjoy it. There's good production all around on this one too. The sound space is completely filled out, everything has a presence in the mix, and the drum work in this one, especially in the verses, just top notch. Talking a lot with my hands. This is fun, energetic, and it's very catchy in its instrumentals at the very least. Maybe not so much in the vocal melody, but in the instrumental portion, yeah, I could definitely get it caught in my head. So my hot take is, if Arctic Monkeys, the Mars Volta, and Rage Against the Machine birthed a song, this one might very well be it, and that's very much okay with me. I like all three of those bands, or at least with the Arctic Monkeys, their earlier stuff, and I guess to an extent the Mars Volta as well. But still, I mean, guess you can't go wrong with that mix. Overall, just like I said, it's energetic and fun. Nothing too groundbreaking, but that's okay. It doesn't necessarily have to be anything like that. It doesn't have to be anything super special. It can just be fun. And, you mean, for what you get, it's actually worth the time, so I would definitely give this one a listen. And there you have it, my new music review for the week. I hope you checked out these songs, and I hope you have an opinion on them. If you do, let me know down in the comments below. I'm always curious to know what you have to say about these songs. I'm very willing to have a conversation about them, so please, by all means, I encourage it. Go ahead and let me know. And hey, once you've done that, why don't you go over and check out ratetherecord.ca, our website. You can find all of our social media links there. You can find all the streaming links for audio and video for our podcast. We're giving away albums, and so the album giveaway link is over there as well for February 2023. We're giving away Nirvana's Nevermind, so please check that out. And if you want to request them from the show, again, found over at ratetherecord.ca. And our Ko-fi.com/ratetherecord link, also found at ratetherecord.ca, or you can find it in the description below. Regardless, check that out too. Join the RTR Club, and guess what? You'll get bonus content. Been posting a lot of that, so if you just like us enough to watch the new music review, watch the Rate the Record podcast, or listen to it, whatever, you'll get bonus content over on Ko-fi as well. So hey, consider that. And hey, speaking of Rate the Record, you know, the podcast that actually is the existence of this channel and why we're here in the first place. We happen to do a new episode every single Monday, and this past Monday, Savannah happened to choose the biggest album of all time, or at least one of the biggest albums of all time. That would be Thriller by Michael Jackson. Was the album indeed a thriller? You're gonna have to tune in and find out, so go ahead, go back, check it out, and let us know what you think of that one as well. And that's it. That's all I got for you. This one was a little quicker, but that's okay. I got a lot of work to do, so just gotta keep it short and simple. And by that, I mean I'm gonna stop rambling now, end the video, go listen to some awesome music. I'll see you again real soon. Take care, friends.